I'm gonna tell you to subscribe, share the video, comment and like. Stick around here and soon you'll see that my content's 3 out of 3. I've been working night and day, so please don't click away. Mario games I like to play and talk about them all day. It's the annoying self-promotion segment.
And updates. Salutations, game enthusiasts, George Minerd here. So I announced I was going to do a Discord server at 500 subscribers. I don't know if I'm going to be at 500 subscribers when the next Flatmates releases. If I am, yippee! I've reached 500 subscribers. If I'm not, oh well, I'm releasing the Discord server anyway because Flatmates is a great opportunity to reach the most amount of people. And it's ready and I just want to do it. And I have actually gotten over 500 subscribers already, and like it went down again. Like I just randomly out of the blue got like 11 at once and got to 503, and then I like the same day lost 6 again and it went down. So it's been going up and down like a drunken roller coaster for the past week, which is very annoying. I'm hoping that I have another little bit of an announcement, which is kind of a boring announcement because I announced it before and then took it back and then decided to put the announcement on a different channel, but now it's on this channel again, and let's just watch the funny skit that I did. Whoa! Lazy George, what have you been doing for the past 6 months? I can't believe it's been half a year since our 2-year anniversary. And you still haven't done anything! What happened to all those shorts you were going to do? It's not my fault, I was in my hibernation period. You're telling me you've been asleep this whole time? Well, I did wake up that one day to make the Mario and Rabbids video, so welcome. You know what? It's fine. This doesn't even matter. Seriously? You're not going to start screaming at a straw? No. I don't even know why we were trying to make the second channel a success in the first place. YouTube Shorts are actually surprisingly effective at getting views, and we were wasting that opportunity by giving them to you. So you're gonna take them off me? Yes. From now on, I shall endeavour to make 2 YouTube Shorts every Tuesday, featuring recycled jokes and bits from our old Let's Plays. A lot of our subscribers won't have seen it anyway, because none of those videos ever got very many views. From now on, the second channel can be used for low-effort bits of content, like those commentary-less Smash videos and random things that don't really fit on the main channel, like that Mario and Rabbids video. That's great! I actually have some DDD matches I want to upload soon. I hope the shorts work out well for you. Me too. Enjoy your sleep. I will. Good night. Well, time to make 100 different shows by just cutting up and re-uploading all the jokes from the Super Mario Galaxy Comedy Highlights video.
So, George Mario Nerd is returning to YouTube Shorts, and after I so kindly unsubscribed to teach him a lesson, he shall need dissuading again. But what's one petty guy on the internet to do? That is, what would one guy do without his 1 million alternate accounts?
This is definitely going to be a George-focused episode, I feel like, with Bowser especially. That's
I haven't done a lot of thinking about it in readiness for it, but
I haven't thought about it at all.
I can say.
I was gonna say we could I feel like Bowser's the easiest thing we can think of. Like, oh, What do we love about Bowser? There we go. And I'm sure we'll start coming as it comes along anyways, but this is going to be fun.
Sure.
Turtle.
Yes, Turtle. Brilliant.
Dragon.
No, turtle.
Dragon.
What? No, turtle. Turtle.
This is a great
Turtle
debate.
dragon.
No, turtle.
Turtle. A taggin. There you go.
What?
It's a turtle and a dragon. It's a taggin. Or a
What if I look?
or
What
a
if I look
dwurtle.
up turtle and dragon?
Or a dwurtle. You could do a dwurtle if you want.
Let's look up a turtle dragon.
Yeah, look up a
That- Oh look, it's Bowser. I'm kidding.
turtle. Imagine.
These look horrible.
What?
These are literally just dragons that are in the shape of a turtle and have a shell.
I mean, that kind of comes with the name, though, doesn't it?
It's kind of just sad.
I feel like you get what you asked for when you look up turtle dragon, and it's a dragon in the shape of a turtle.
No.
That's the episode today. We just look at this turtle dragon.
Bowser?
Yeah. Oh, so you admit it?
No.
Got him.
Sorry, confusion.
Oh nope. I'm stopping the test so I can listen. Too late, True. I caught the turtle duck dragon conversation.
Oh
Dilly-dally.
no.
Yeah, that's a separate thing I could send over if we want that for the intro. But I also caught the awkward silence. I mean, me just walking in like, oh, it's quiet.
You see, normally we talk behind your back while you're muted, but you didn't like mute us or anything.
I muted. I thought I muted.
No, there was no little icon.
Wait, really? I thought I clicked the deafen. What the heck? All rats.
I didn't see anything.
Rats. I get it, because we're talking about Bowser. Because he's obviously a rat.
Yeah, clearly he's a rat. Bowser is the biggest rat ever.
Weak.
He's... Shrew will get it, because American as well. It's literally the size
What?
of a New York rat.
I
Okay.
don't get it, because I'm not in New York.
You've never been?
No,
Do you
I don't leave my house.
Do you live anywhere near a city, or you're just in the middle of nowhere?
I'm actually in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, are you? So, you don't know
Yeah.
what a rat is then? Okay, a rat
Yeah,
is
I've never seen a rat before.
okay, you know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You know Master Splinter?
No.
Okay, Pikachu. There you go, Pikachu. That's a rat. Technically Electric Mouse, but same
Rats,
family.
Rats have the power of electricity?
In New York, they do.
Yes.
What? How are people not dead?
New York lives off that electricity. There's an underground rat circuit where they just shoot electricity for everyone's power.
Oh.
I mean, I'm the next state over from New York, so I couldn't... I saw it with my own eyes. Can confirm. Yeah, not many people want to talk about it. They just play it off as an Aurora Borealis.
Okay.
I've always wanted to go to America to see New York's rats.
Oh, that's the main selling point.
It sounds like a real spectacle to behold.
You go to America just to see what's up, and you leave with your own souvenir rat from New York. That's how it works, right?
Of course.
It's convenient for charging my phone.
Your own portable phone charger is a rat. Okay.
That
Yeah,
doesn't
okay.
seem very convenient.
Well, if you put like
I'm out with my friends. It's like, oh, can I borrow your charger, please? I'm like, sure, and I hand him my rat.
exact your very unclean phone charger.
And he plugs his tail into the
Might
into the
have-
charging port.
Comes with a rabies warning,
Mm.
just in case. Oh, would actually be a pretty wild cartoon. I'm not gonna lie. Well,
Okay.
I know what I'm writing after this episode.
Oh.
Phone charger is a rat.
My rat is a. It sounds like one of those Goosebumps, or just a clickbait video title in general. My rat is my phone charger.
One of those thumbnail faces. Going,
Yeah, like the what? And like there's a rat with like fake electricity, like very poorly drawn on it, you know? Or they just slap Pikachu on anyways, just for the hell of it. That's actually your next video idea, George. That's your next idea. You just gotta clickbait it
I
up
should
with
start doing videos with the thumbnail face, where I just look all gasp.
I mean,
Yeah.
you put a New York rat in there, and all of a sudden you hit gold. There you go.
Can you look up a picture of a New York rat?
Did you look it up, Shroob?
No.
No.
Sorry, I don't have service in the middle of the ocean.
Well, how are you here right now, though? Do you have your own, like, little Wi-Fi rat?
No, because I don't know what a rat is.
Oh, that's right. What do you have, like a Wi-Fi dolphin?
Dude, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, you
I've
know...
got me looking at pictures of rats on the internet now.
What the...
New York rats you've been talking about, just like
They're
furries
huge.
that live in the sewers, and that's why they're so big, and they've got tasers or something.
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're next door.
What's a taser?
True.
I don't know what that is in the middle of the ocean.
Do you not know?
No, of course I know what a
okay.
fucking taser is.
No, that's what I know, but I said in the middle of the ocean. You lied. You're not in the ocean, then, are you?
No, I'm actually in the middle of the lake. That's why I still live in the U.S.
Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, fair enough.
Actually, I'm in a pond because I'm a duck.
Oh, that's
remember.
You're still a
And it just
duck.
seems like an ocean because it's so big to you.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm really short, like we've established.
Because you're a duck.
Exactly, but I'm actually a toilet duck this time.
Yeah, the audience can't see it, but I can. I see your cursed
Yeah.
PFP of a toilet duck.
Oh, it'll be going in the video, definitely.
Oh yeah, I'm also a toilet that's outside.
Where did you even get that PFP though? Like the toilet duck. Where did you get that?
I looked up the word duck.
And someone just happened to
Is
make
that
a
just-
toilet duck.
Is that how you just spend your free time? Just looking through Google Images results of duck?
Why would you ever think that? Yo, there's no way that there's no connection. Why would I just randomly be looking up the word duck?
Well, you also pop into your own Discord server and my Discord server and just go quack. So there's also that.
Well, you know, I am a duck.
Okay,
There's a difference.
So here's my question though, going on back to the topic of furry. Since you're a duck, does that make you a furry technically?
I mean, are you a duck or a furry because you have hair?
What? What?
That's what I thought.
What?
That's what I
What
thought.
connection? What?
You're welcome. So the answer is yes.
Dude,
but
are
that
you
also
sure-
means that you are a furry.
Are you sure you're not a frog? Because you sure are leaping and bounding over here to make that conclusion.
Oh no, I'm just a duck. Don't worry.
Okay.
Actually, I'm a toilet duck, so I actually don't have any hair. So no, I'm not a furry.
You're not even a furry. You're just a toilet. Okay, that makes sense.
How
No,
good
no,
is
I'm a toilet duck.
How good is a toilet duck at swimming?
I can't move.
Well, I was gonna say,
I'm imagining it still having appendages and stuff.
I can't see it.
Move.
If you
Is
throw,
this like open and close the lid to manipulate the water around you, or what?
I can't.
I
open
feel like
my
that
own
leads.
lid.
I feel like that's just gonna lead him to drown because if you throw a toilet in the ocean and leave the lid open, it's gonna flood with water anyways.
I mean, I already have water in my mouth.
Well, now you're gonna have overflowing
I
water.
think that toilets are aquatic creatures. Ben.
Yeah.
Toilets are what in what part of the world is there a cryptid like Bigfoot like creature that's just a toilet zooming around in the ocean?
You know,
I've never.
I live in the lake. I see a lot of things.
Okay, now
Like water.
Now I'm really gonna write this cartoon series. We got rats as wireless chargers. We got toilet ducks that could just swim around in lakes. This is like Gravity Falls the Squeakquel.
I still can't move.
Did you say Gravity Falls the Squeakquel? Like,
I absolutely
with the Alvin
did.
and the Chipmunks sequel.
I absolutely did. We had to combine it. We had to get the best of both worlds, George.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, we've been doing this for 10 minutes.
You know, we should just stop having flatmates be about Mario topics and just talk about random crap that comes to mind.
I honestly feel like you can make a whole episode of that because we just spent 10 minutes talking about toilet ducks and how they swim around with appendages and how rats act as chargers over here and just in general.
What was the topic again? Was it about like ducks or something?
It could be now.
Cataquacks. Let's discuss cataquacks.
Not again. They're not ducks.
Oh my
No eyes.
Shroob, again with this nonsense! This discrimination against cataquacks!
I am a duck because I am. It's in my name.
Wait, whoa. You said it last. I think you said something last episode about ducks not having eyes, and the cataquacks not having eyes and feathers. Okay, you said that. You're a toilet
Feathers.
duck. You're a toilet duck.
No, I never said I was a duck. I said I was a toilet duck.
You said you were a duck before, though. You said you were a duck before. You've been lying
Yeah,
this whole time.
that's like saying that you're a guy instead of you being Benson.
Well, I am also technically a guy, okay? Because I am Benson.
Yeah,
I
am
know that
technically
things
a
can
duck
have
as well.
multiple descriptive words, right?
Absolutely.
Actually, to be fair, also, Shroop, I am the Benson guy in your server, so...
Exactly, but I don't call you the Benson guy. I'm just not gonna be over here calling you duh.
All right, the Benson guy. Shall we get on with the video?
I feel like we should definitely start the video now. Cue the intro.
So, salutations, gaming enthusiasts. Josh Maynard here, joined with the flatmates. That's just the name of the series. We don't actually live together. Huzzah! That's like the third time I've said that now. Today we are talking about more than toilet ducks that swim around in lakes.
Whack!
We promise.
We're also talking about Bowser in the Mario RPGs. Excuse my fairly poor audio quality, because I'm staying over in a holiday house at the moment. I'm in the attic, and it's very echoey up here, because there's very little furniture. But anyway, so, Bowser. He's my favourite Mario character, to be honest, because I think he's just extremely fun, very amusing, especially in the Mario RPGs, of course, where he's allowed to have dialogue, obviously.
Yep.
Apart from, obviously, in Sticker Star, where he's not allowed to have dialogue for some reason. But,
no reason.
No reason at all.
Yep. Well, I did quite like Kamek in that game, though. Kamek had a really good theme tune in Sticker Star. That was really good. Anyway, Bowser is a very good character across this series. I would say he is by far the funniest character across the Mario RPGs. To the point where when I'm playing Super Paper Mario, when I know that there's a cutscene coming up, I'll always make sure to switch to Bowser for maximum comedy. So that's fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, Bowser, we've always seen Bowser as like the, what is it? Just like this villain that's a bit goofy trying to get the girl, getting the princess. And the closest we got to the Mario RPGs was for a time the original cartoons, like Super Mario World cartoon, where admittedly they tried to do like I heard your tone of voice, George, when talking about the cartoons. But
It's a good show.
I've seen plenty of the cartoons. Super Mario was a super show and whatnot.
oh yeah, I love
Good
those
show.
cartoons. I love those cartoons. They're so goofy and fun. I love them. But and that kind of brings up the point though. Like we have seen Bowser be sort of goofy before, but those cartoons sort of portrayed him more as like still like the stone cold, ready to take down anyone with like oops antics along the way. Mario RPGs are just flat out making him the funniest character in the entire show. And it's so great. Mario, I feel like even though I love the game and I love how they did with Bowser, Legend of the Seven Stars did it the weakest. And I gotta agree with you, George, that honestly, Super Paper Mario probably did his cutscenes and humor the best, I feel like, just because you had the options. Like, Mario's obviously like the silent protagonist. Peach is like, oh, dearie me. And Bowser's just like, oh, well, that just happened.
Wait.
Luigi gets very little because he was only introduced towards the end of the game.
Yep.
I just realized something. Did
What?
you say that Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars had him the weakest?
Not the kind of the weakest.
What about Sticker Star?
Okay, I'm disregarding Sticker Star. Okay, Sticker Star is its own entity. Throw it into the void. When talking about Bowser, we don't need it.
Okay, that's fine by me.
But another thing that I really liked about like Bowser and we kind of get some good.
Cackletta stole his voice.
Yes, Cackletta stole his voice. It's confirmed. It's very much canon. Write it into your Wikipedia's fans.
This is true.
This is true, but
I'm looking at Super Mario Wiki right now, and it's telling me that this is fact.
yes, it is indeed fact. Definitely not written or made up by us. Please do not source us.
So Bowser he's kind of the they don't often use him as the main villain in the Mario RPGs, and even he's either occasionally he's the main villain in the original Paper Mario and Dream Team as well. I'd say he ended up being the main villain, although he kind of went through the game expecting Phantasma to be, but it's mostly a partnership, and then it's just Bowser. Or occasionally, like in Super Paper Mario, unintentionally in Bowser's Inside Story, and fully on in Origami King, he is sometimes your ally. And that's my favourite version of Bowser, when he is your ally. I do like him as like a secondary antagonist who's kind of dumb. You can just like watch and laugh at. I really like Bowser in Thousand Year Door, in that sort of trope where he's just a secondary villain. And he just kind of is behind you and doesn't really know what's going on. He shows up now and then to fight you and then leaves. But when Bowser's on your side, and Super Paper Mario and Origami King do these very differently. Super Paper Mario, Bowser's kind of a whiny little wuss who doesn't want to join in. He has to have it explained to him that Count Bleck is going to destroy everything and then he can't rule, so obviously he didn't have a line like in Guardians of the Galaxy is like, what's the universe done for you? Why would you want to save it? I'm one of the idiots who lives in it. It's obviously an obvious thing. If someone's going to destroy the universe, you should stop them, even if you're evil. But Origami King really made me respect Bowser's character a whole lot. He goes along with Mario very, very willingly. He's completely okay with this. And all of his underlings are also okay with it and allied with you and non-hostile to you in that game. And it actually portrayed Bowser as kind of very emotionally intelligent and like a good dad and stuff. And I really liked that representation of Bowser in Origami King, to be honest. Especially with his pep talk with Olivia at the end of the game.
I was gonna bring that up because that's one of my favorite moments. It's so wholesome.
Yes, it is. Most of the time they portray Bowser as this kind of idiot. Like, I feel like people end up underestimating his intelligence, but that's because in half the games he's portrayed as being a bit of an idiot.
Yep.
And in half the games he surprises you with how smart he is. And, like, in Dream Team, I feel like there's a few different interpretations of how things were going on in Dream Team. I like to think of it as Phantasma probably would have ended up betraying Bowser eventually once he got control of the Dreamstone.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think that Bowser saw this coming and betrayed him first. That's how I like to see it, to be honest.
I can honestly see it that way, because I feel like, because you mentioned it before, Bowser can be like the dumb villain, but a lot of times he is also not only emotionally intelligent, but intelligent in general, because you have that moment with Phantasma, and what I personally like to see with, I don't remember if they said this dialogue specifically in Origami King, but when he was folded up, I feel like he basically had the no other option. He's like, I want to fight this dude, I want to fight Ollie, but he's smarter than that and knows I'm gonna need the dumb plumber's help to actually get unstuck so I can kick that little paper boy's butt. And it works.
He's not an idiot. He knows that Mario would be a very powerful ally because Mario always comes out on top.
Exactly. And like even fighting with him to get to the point where they get to Ollie, he sees Mario's strength firsthand. Like it's sort of like a friendly rivalry in a way when they're battling to Ollie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I really like to see how Bowser respects Mario in that game.
It's so
I really
interesting.
like that sort of dynamic. Like Bowser is very, very funny in Super Paper Mario, but as a character, I like him a lot less. Like I don't remember exactly how the misunderstanding went when we meet up with him in the underwear, but he starts fighting us again. What was it exactly that he thought?
God. Did he think we were responsible for... He had to think we were responsible for something.
I think it was something to do with Peach. Peach wasn't there.
Probably Peach. It has to be Peach, because before Bowser joins the party, he really does, where he fights us again, you know, he really is still chasing down Peach and trying to protect her through everything going on with Count Bleck, and then Mario comes along, and there's no other... I feel like it is, you know, obviously you'll correct yourself if you look into it post-recording, but I really do feel like it had something to do with Peach, because that's another thing I like about Bowser when it comes to the Mario RPGs, is that even though they kind of change his character quite a bit in regards to like personality, they still kind of have his main goal at the end of the day, whether he's fighting with you or as a secondary villain against you. He's still trying to get Peach and basically rule the Mushroom Kingdom. That's still his main goal, which I kind of like.
I like how, well, obviously in the normal Mario games, often Bowser gets little to no characterization. So, like, I wouldn't say that they change his personality for the RPGs. There's just very little personality to go off of in the main game.
That's fair.
And they're just fleshing it out a bit more in the RPGs.
Yeah.
And I like how we get to see that he has feelings for Peach. And in Origami King, the main reason, I mean, he wants to go and beat up Ollie for what he did to him and his minions, but he also is very invested in rescuing Peach with Mario. And I like that as a character motivation. And to be honest, I choose to see Bowser being more agreeable in Origami King over Super Paper Mario as character development. I've decided to see it as good writing.
I could definitely see that, especially after the misstep they took with Sticker Star, you know?
In Super Paper Mario, it's when we meet Bowser, Bowser said that he would think about it if it was for Peach, but he was like initially refusing to do it because it meant helping Mario.
That's true.
But now it is a different situation in Origami King, where the goal is to get Peach back, and allying with Mario just makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's I don't know. And you know what kind of like really is interesting to me, and I feel like it's definitely not, don't quote me on this, it's just like an interesting connection that I've made in regards to like Peach and Mario, and like basically like, oh, you know, he'll do anything for Peach even if like he's hesitant to work with Mario or anything, and just sort of like the friendly rivalry I brought up. The closest we got to the Mario RPG like expanded characterization in the main series, I feel like, is Mario Odyssey. Like, think about it for a second, because we had the new Super Mario Bros. And the other Mario games, he's his usual Bowser self. Super Mario Sunshine, we see more of like the dad side of him with Bowser Jr., which wasn't saying much.
I liked that, but it was at the very, very end of the game.
Yes, exactly.
Bowser did not show up until the moment at the final boss.
And even then, and then Mario Galaxy, he was like a whole other entity of his own. Like, he was kind of menacing, but in Mario Odyssey,
yeah,
it's kind of like basically looking at Origami King and Super Paper Mario. He's a bit funny, but he still is like at the end on the moon and everything, where Mario's about to like supposedly pop a question to Peach about marrying or whatever. Bowser just storms in and they're fighting and stuff over flowers, and then you see Bowser and Mario comforting each other. I
like that. That was a nice little scene.
It feels like the Nintendo, even though again, don't quote me on this, it's not an exact connection, it's just something I thought was interesting. It really does feel like Nintendo is just like, oh, people seem to love the side of Bowser from the side games and also just love when we give him a goofy personality. Why don't we just roll with it? It feels nice to know that they're sort of everyone's taking notes on expanded personality for Bowser from these games. And I feel like it really does give a lot more depth, not just to the world of Mario and like his army of like Koopa Troopers and everyone, but especially to him and even the Koopalings, you know, because even the Koopalings up until the Mario RPGs were just like, oh, they're Bowser's kids. That's about it. Like, but in the Mario RPGs, they played off of Bowser in a way too, and they kind of, in many ways, have different aspects of their father. So it's not even just himself that he's like impacting. Like, I feel like his kids get a bit of a flesh out because of it.
Do the Koopalings ever interact with Bowser?
I don't think they do, but they kind of act like him in so many ways. Obviously, that's their father and everything, but in different ways, I should say, not all at once, you know.
In a couple of little bits in the Bowser Jr.'s journey thing, yeah. I think that they were there with Bowser when like Bowser was giving them orders and stuff, but there wasn't like much back and forward or anything like that.
No, exactly. No.
In Mario Galaxy, Bowser was obsessed with building his Universal Empire. Mm-hmm. That was his goal. To be honest, I feel like kidnapping Peach was kind of superfluous to that. He just did that because he wanted to.
He felt powerful.
It didn't seem like he didn't really need to get Peach to do what he was doing at all. No. And I don't like Galaxy Bowser very much because he's very intimidating. He's very obsessed with his empire that he wants to create, and he seems more concerned with that than the safety of his own son and stuff. And that's not good. We like to see our evil. We like to see our good but evil dads like Doofenshmirtz and stuff like that.
I was gonna say,
better.
look at Paper Jam in regards to the evil father. I mean, when Bowser Jr. got his butt handed to him by the party, they were just like, "Oh heck no! You just tried to like basically defeat our son. You're really gonna pay for that." You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
It's so good.
I like that. I like that. That bit of vengeance. That was much better than in Mario Galaxy. We beat up their kids, and they decide to demolish Peach's castle for it. And that's like, for all they know, they know that we escaped. For all they know, Peach could have gone back to the castle and could have been a casualty of that attack.
That's true.
That's what I like to think about, like him showing that he loves Peach and he wants to marry Peach, I suppose, but he does value his son more than anyone else. I like to think that.
He is an absolute family man, and of course, like you mentioned, Mario Galaxy did feel more like a Zelda-esque villain, where it was like Ganondorf just making an evil empire. This is like the Mario RPGs really steered him back on course, I feel like, including Super Paper Mario, because Super Paper Mario was the funny character side, and then Mario Galaxy was like the darker side for a bit, and then what is it? Sticker Star, you know. But then
Sticker Star was nothing. You don't need to bring up Sticker Star.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just it's there. And then I feel like Paper Jam was easily one of the better representations for Bowser in regards to his humor, what makes him so lovable and goofy, and just that he can still get serious like the main games at the end of the day, especially when it comes to either A, saving Peach, and more important, like you mentioned, B, his son. Which is awesome. But Shroob, you haven't said anything at all. You have any thoughts?
I don't think I've said anything.
20 minutes and he hasn't said a word.
No.
It has. I mean, Bowser for me is... I don't mind in Paper Jam or in Sticker Star when he's the only villain. I really don't. Like, people shouldn't have the problem of only having Bowser as the villain.
Right.
And for a game like Paper Jam. That's not the problem.
I do mind in Sticker Star where he's the villain but also not a character.
Bad.
Well, yeah, I mean that
do
part.
mind.
Yeah. And obviously I'll talk about that because I don't have a problem with just Bowser being there. Bowser's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good. But the main thing I have a problem with is when they don't do anything with him or the story is so lackluster. People are just complaining about, oh, it's only Bowser in there. But no, the main problem is that they don't do anything. Like, for Paper Jam, oh, at least he has the duplicate of himself, but the main story is just Bowser kidnaps Peach. That's the problem with the game, it's not Bowser himself. With Sticker Star, it's technically Bowser himself, but Bowser doesn't have a chance to shine because he doesn't say a dang thing. And I think this translates over to Color Splash as well, because Bowser does not have control of himself. At all.
You just feel sorry for Bowser in Color Splash. It's literally not his fault. He wanted to have a rainbow shell at the start of the game. He thought that'd look cool, and then he gets possessed by black paint, and then he does all this stuff, and his armies do not question that he is acting unusually.
Yes.
It's so interesting that Nintendo made this really cool villain, you know, with Bowser, and then they made him a bit... They did like a sympathetic villain done right, especially, I feel like. Especially from my hearing from Color Splash. It's just... I love everything about Mario RPG Bowser, because almost every game, I should say, again, every game has like a different aspect that we love, including like how the fact we feel sympathetic for him in Color Splash. Like you guys mentioned, he just wants a rainbow-colored shell. That's all he wants. He's just trying to look cool. He's just like being himself. He doesn't care about anything else, and then all of a sudden he gets thrust into the action against his will. It really does show that Bowser doesn't care about the action first all the time like we think he does in the main series. Sometimes he just wants to hang out and, you know, paint his shell. And I feel like that's really cool.
I've also just thought of another time when Bowser was just fully willing to work with Mario to help Peach, and that's Superstar Saga. You kind of forget about that because most of the game he is also not in control of his mind. So that sucks. Like, he gets like weird amnesia and becomes a rookie for a while, and then he gets possessed by Cackletta. And he doesn't get a chance to really help you besides fly you there in the first place, and that's a shame.
You know, Mario can't fly, so
No,
that
so yeah, he did a part definitely.
That's true. This is true. I mean, he could try at least. Mario could try to fly still, but I mean, that's just me.
there
I
you
do
go.
like that, and also we haven't really talked about Bowser's Inside Story. And Bowser's
Oh,
Inside Story is very good, but I don't know if it really expands his character all that much. He definitely shows that he doesn't like Thorful messing with his minions, definitely. And I do think that when they were having the meeting at the start of the game, Bowser's right in being angry that they didn't invite him because he's a ruler of the local area, and this pandemic, shall I call it a pandemic?
I mean, why not?
Is also affecting his subjects as well. So they should have invited him really, and he was kind of in the right there. He shouldn't have trashed things up, but still.
Poor Bowser. He's just trying to be a good father and ruler, and he gets trashed on by Mario. Maybe Mario is the real villain of the RPGs in Bowser's story. Imagine.
Nah, not really. No.
Imagine
I really
someone.
want a proper Bowser game. How about we have Mario get possessed by some kind of evil entity for a change?
We could just.
Super Princess Peach.
Thank you. I was gonna say I'm looking at my copy right now, actually.
Except that's for Peach.
Yes. that
Super
is for
Princess Peach.
Except no powers are based on emotions, because that was a Peach thing and not a Bowser thing.
And that game wasn't very good.
It's pretty alright.
Shut up! I loved Super Princess Peach.
Oh, I was gonna say it's pretty alright. It's pretty fun.
It's got really good music and it's really charming. I love the animations. It looks so good. I love Super Princess Peach.
It's very generic.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
I also have never played the game before.
Congratulations, Shroob. You are now another user on the internet. Here is your medal.
Let's go. I'm kidding. From what I can
I love
see,
going on online message boards and complaining about games I've never played.
Let me tell you,
looks-
George Mario Nerd, why Super Princess Peach is absolutely overrated. Number one, Mario is not even the hero, okay? It's Peach. You can't go breaking stereotypes like that. It's a fundamental.
yes.
But back to Bowser. I gotta agree with you though, George, that Bowser's Inside Story. It feels like a stagnation to his character. Like, here's him being like what we established with previous Mario RPGs. Have fun, you know? And it's not a bad thing.
It's just kind of more of the same.
Yeah.
And like a lot more of the same because you're playing as Bowser throughout most of the game. So.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just there's nothing to add to Bowser's character that we can speak of, really. You'd think with a game called Bowser's Inside Story, we get a bit more, but no, they just wanted you to have fun with Bowser, which is still admirable.
So yeah, we've got a few different tropes for Bowser. We've got like comedic goof that doesn't really know what's going on and is a bit of a joke, which is what Thousand Year Door really leaned into. We've got idiot, which Super Paper Mario is kind of the one that really leaned into Bowser being a bit stupid.
Yeah.
And we've got like wholesome good dad Bowser, who like has his own set of morals that he can actually live by, which I like. And I do think that Bowser's Inside Story, although it doesn't really portray a particularly interesting version of Bowser or doesn't really say anything new about Bowser, it does have a fairly good, well-balanced Bowser, I want to say. I don't think that he's stupid in Bowser's Inside Story. Although, oh no, wait, he does eat a mushroom given to him by a stranger in a forest. So,
oh god, that's right, he Snow Whited it, that's right.
Yum.
No Shroom, no yum.
Yum.
That's not how that works.
Like he looked like he was having good time.
He just became Kirby for the day. And then passed out.
Sounds about right, honestly, for him. But I feel like we've talked about it a little bit, but in regards to these different parts about, unless there's another part that you guys have. But my question at that point is, which game do we feel like has the best representation of Bowser, in all honesty?
Sticker Star.
No, like, other than Sticker Star, Which
I thought it was the obvious choice. Sorry.
obviously wrong choice, you mean, but you know.
Oh, we're talking about the best? Oh,
Best,
my bad.
yes. The best, exactly. So we've
Stick a star.
Take your star.
I'm resigning. Have a good night, everybody.
Yay.
Yay!
Overpower him.
Ouch! Shroob,
Yes.
ouch!
Ooh. Ooh.
That stung. Oof. Oof.
Oif.
Oof.
Quack.
Quack. But no, back to my question. Whether it's just they did a really good job with showing one side of Bowser better than the rest, or an all-around culmination of everything we've talked about, which Bowser in these games is the best Bowser, in your opinions?
I have my answer.
What's your answer?
Mine is Bowser's Inside Story because he's the most fun to play.
That's.
Okay.
Oh, do we want to factor that in? Do we still feel like
No.
Bowser is powerful?
Well,
I mean, you don't play as him in more than just 2 of the RPGs.
No.
I'm standing. I just stood up and I stood in the middle of the room. It's a lot more echoey in here. I'm going to just go back to sitting in the corner.
I was gonna say you just
Nice.
echoed for a second, but I mean, not just playing, but just an overall sense of it. Like, do we still feel like Bowser is the powerful dragon turtle that they want to portray in the original Mario games? Or is he sort of nerfed, to put it in like a way?
Are we talking about how cool he is, or about how good his character is?
Kind of a mixture of both. Like, how is it? How do we feel like how powerful is he still? Do we feel like it's still a good representation of Bowser's personality they do with the RPGs, and also possibly how powerful they make him in the original games, or do we just love his personality and he's sort of babied down in a way in regards to power?
Bowser is Bowser in the Mario RPGs.
Some people, I don't agree.
He's got a great personality.
Some people, see, Shroop, some people I've seen would disagree, and I don't agree with it, that Bowser is sort of less powerful, but I agree, he is still Bowser at the end of the day. But back to my original question, keeping in mind how powerful he is and his character, which game do we feel like has the best representation of Bowser?
Snicker Star. Oh wait, that joke's gone.
Yeah, it's only funny 2 times, True, but I'm afraid you've exhausted
shucks.
it now.
Third time's the charm.
I'm gonna say Origami King is my favorite representation of Bowser. I really like him in that game. Like he does like make mention of like, we are enemies and I'm gonna probably go back to fighting you again after this, but hey, we've got a thing to work together for. We both want Peach safe and we both want to kick Ollie's ass. So I'm gonna team up with you in this instance. And I really like that. I feel like he portrays a lot of emotional maturity, and I really like him. And it does showcase his power as well. Although I'm just thinking of the bit where he fights Ollie when he's folded into origami, but I suppose that's partially like Olivia's power upon him. I don't know, but I do think he is good in Bowser's Inside Story. He's extremely fun to play as in Bowser's Inside Story, as Shroop said. He feels very powerful. You really feel the weight of every punch that you land on the enemies.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do. If I'm thinking about which game has him be the funniest, he is rather funny in Origami King, but I want to say either Super Paper Mario or Thousand Year Door. Because even though in Thousand Year Door he was made into a joke in that game, essentially, he has one cool moment where the Koopa Troop faces off against all the X-Nauts in Twilight Town for one cool little scene.
Yeah.
But and I also really like the bit where he just curb stomps Rock Hawk and he just goes pain, which is really funny. That felt like a really like modern sort of meme humor. He just gets stomped by Bowser and says pain with a full stop. He is very funny in both those, even though he's a joke in Thousand Year Door. He is still very funny, and it's funny to see him be a joke.
That's fair. That's what Shroob, you said Bowser's Inside Story.
Yes. He's fun to play.
Nothing to say about his character?
No, Bowser is Bowser. I don't think he gets expanded on. I don't really care. I like Bowser. Bowser doesn't get expanded on at all in Bowser's Inside Story because they aren't really trying to expand him like they are in games like Origami King. It's because the game is just trying to show you who is Bowser.
No, that's exactly
Bowser.
That's exactly what
Bowser.
it was earlier.
I do
Yeah.
like the one line he has as himself in Color Splash was pretty good, where it's just like, "Oh, what the heck? I'm in great pain, Mario. Do we have a kart race on today?" And then he just floats away because he's just been
Yes.
beaten the crap out of by Mario.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only line he has in the game when he's not
What?
under the influence of mind control.
Pretty good. Pretty good line right there.
I gotta get on this.
I'm sorry, I just spoiled it for Benson. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I mean, I guess that's his only line in the game. That's fine. I'm sure he'll still laugh either. But that's such a weird line to have for your only line. But that's also funny. I'm not gonna
It is
lie.
funny, yeah. But like poor Bowser, we really feel sorry for him in that game. And like that's something else as well. Bowser as a victim, because they don't really portray Bowser that way very often, because he's the big, strong Koopa King. They want to portray him as being strong, as being a big deal, even when he's not the main villain, which he often isn't.
Yeah.
But in Color Splash and in Superstar Saga, he is portrayed as the victim who needs, I don't know about rescuing. Like the aim of the game in Color Splash wasn't rescuing Bowser. It was just kind of a side product of beating the crap out of him until all the black paint falls out. But in Superstar Saga as well, we just beat the crap out of the poor guy until Bowletta fell out. No, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah, well, no.
Benson peaked his mic, and I didn't really hear most of that left.
That is not. We aren't dealing with Yube in Yoshi's Island, okay? This is not what we're dealing with. I think Benson's just dying.
Benson chokes to death on its own laughter while recording Flatmate.
Oh, I don't know why. I don't know why that got me as much as it did. Just the sudden realization. Oh, that doesn't sound right.
Why'd you laugh, Benson?
Just like punch Bowletta really hard in the gut, and Cackletta just comes launching out of Bowser's mouth.
That
just splats against the wall.
You're not helping the case here.
That is called that's actually called how you save someone from choking, which is probably what George and I need to do to save Benson.
That's how we solve Superstar Saga. Mario the Heimlich maneuver.
I was gonna say Mario's
comes out.
Mario's just doing a very complex Heimlich maneuver. There you go. With possibly his feet if you jump on him. There you go. Easy fix. Oh man, but honestly, back to that whole feeling sorry for Bowser thing. I feel like looking back on that, I never really, and like as a kid, I never realized how sympathetic he really could be. You know, he always was just like, oh, haha. But when those moments came where like you did feel sympathetic for him, especially with Bowletta and everything, it's just like, oh, this is actually like the bad guy's actually getting his butt. And it also gives the idea that there's someone bigger than him in a way.
He did nothing wrong in Superstar Saga, and he gets mistreated so much. It's weird because like that was the first time a game, like, mind you, no, he did team up with Mario in Super Mario RPG, but that was like after he'd already been beaten and kicked out of his castle.
Yeah, pretty much.
But like this was the first time we have had Bowser like really willing to work with Mario and like having that kind of maturity that he displays in Origami King way later on. And he just gets his ship crashed, he gets stuck in a cannon, his mind goes and he's having to like be second fiddle to Popple, and then he gets possessed, and you feel so sorry for him. And then at the end of the game, they're like, he's not flying home in the plane with them as like an equal passenger with the rest of the guys. He's like being dragged through the air behind them inside this giant like present, and then just dropped on the ground.
It's supposed to be funny, but you can't help but be like, what is happening?
Poor guy! He did nothing wrong. He was not deliberately antagonistic in the slightest in this game, but he was used against you by his own amnesia and the actual villain of the game. Poor Bowser. Poor Bowser.
Bowser didn't do anything wrong, pretty much.
Anyway.
On that note, too, also, I guess one of the main things, is there another side of Bowser? I guess because we've talked about redesigning story before. What in regards to redesigning a character or adding to a character in this case, is there anything like or another side of Bowser that you would either A, expand upon like the previous sides, or B, would you add a new side to Bowser that you feel like could add to his character? Like considering these Mario RPGs are endless with that type of characterization, is there a side that you would expand upon, or do you feel like he's fine as he is? It doesn't either need any more expansion or additions, if you will.
Well, I really want Bowser as a character to be a lot more fleshed out, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of her, Kyrie Draws. She does, like, lots of, like, Turtle and Bowser comics. So she's very into Mario. She's on Instagram and Twitter and stuff. Have you heard of her?
I think I've heard of her. I feel like I've seen you interact once or twice, or just like something.
Yeah, I
from them.
have.
Yeah, I feel like that's them.
Really, yeah, and she's like given him loads of backstory for like his parents and stuff. His father was a terrible brute that killed his wife and stuff like that. I don't know if we want to go that dark with a Mario game. I feel like they could go a lot darker than they're willing to do.
I don't think we can go that dark, but I mean, the shrooms were also a thing, so anything's possible.
Like they sometimes like they go dark, but like I don't know. Is it just because it like looks cartoony that it's acceptable?
It kind of works.
Because there are some things in Super Paper Mario and in Partners in Time that I feel should earn those games a higher rating than a 3+, but for some reason don't. I guess maybe they just go, oh, it's Frio, it's good family-friendly times, and then they just slap a 3+ on it and call it a day.
It's a great old goofy time with a family with silly antics.
They didn't get to the Mimi neck snapping scene yet, and they decided to rate the game before then.
That's pretty much. I'm sure that's how it went. So, in regards to expansion, then George, how would you do it? Like, is there anything that you would expand upon for character or add?
I would like to give him some backstory. Honestly, okay. I would like to know about Bowser's parents because I think that they might be like. I think I've heard that there's like maybe 2 mentions of Bowser's father. Like once in like the manga at one point.
Yeah.
And I think that's like it. There's no canonical things about Bowser's parents. I would like to know about that. I would like to know why Kamek is basically his adoptive father. I want to lean more into Kamek being his adoptive father and having a nice wholesome relationship with his adopted son. I would like to see Bowser have more character motivation behind his actions. I would like to see... I would honestly be quite happy with a game where Bowser's the main character and is in a heroic role, to be honest. We don't necessarily need to have Mario be evil. To be honest, I don't think that they're going to ever make Mario be evil.
I don't think so.
Aside from that one time where he had... no, there was like 2... There was a Game & Watch game where he had DK performing in his circus, and like when DK missed one of the things and got hurt by the things he was supposed to be juggling, Mario would jump up and down and laugh at him. And another thing where he had Donkey Kong Jr. in a cage. Those are the only times that Mario has ever been like in a villainous role, and those are really obscure, really old games.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that again. Mario is the resident good guy, and they would never do anything to compromise that. But given the right plot and the right motivation, I do think that they could make Bowser a hero of his own game at some point in the future. And I think that as a character that's been given plenty of opportunities to have dialogue and some form of character growth and plenty of character traits, I don't know, I think maybe I'm just yearning for more games with protagonists that are allowed to talk, and I like.
Hear me out, actually.
Because I like Bowser as a character, and I want to see him be a main character in the game.
Hear me out, then, because I feel like you just gave me a really cool idea. Again, feel free to chime in with it, but, you know, you want to bring up the idea of Bowser's parents and getting the backstory behind it, and also taking inspiration from those comics online with the dark story. obviously less dark in a way, but also kind of depressing for Bowser. What if we had Mario and Bowser tag team because Bowser's parents come to town and they're much worse in regards to evil scope than Bowser? Because A, it would keep Bowser in a secondary villain role for like 5 seconds before Bowser's parents come in, like for the tutorial, for example. So it fills that role for a Mario RPG. And then you get the bigger, badder evil than Bowser that's coming to town, and you still get the best of both worlds. So you get more Mario and Bowser interactions, you get Bowser as the main villain and some more fun with him, and you get more of that backstory. That honestly would be kind of cool. I don't know if it'd be like an entire game, but maybe a segment, you know?
We could get an interesting Bowser family drama sort of story. That could be a really interesting story if they decided to lean into that. I wonder.
That'd be fun. And I don't know if it'd be a full game.
What if Bowser's family has like an empire on the other side of the world or something? Or like I don't know, like we've got like all sorts of spacefaring shenanigans going on. What if they're on a different planet? That sounds a bit out there, but
very
like what if they show up to Bowser's place? He sees how much of a failure he's been. He's been losing to a normal like human plumber in his efforts of conquest. He has like a whole ass army. Peach has 2 guys who stick up for her, and they manage to thwart him on every occasion.
Yeah.
And his parents are like, okay, this is pathetic. We're going to do what you couldn't, move in and take over the Mushroom Kingdom by force, and like just kill Peach. No, I don't think that they would do that. But...
yeah, maybe like I don't know, maybe like take her captive and basically threaten to like harm her if she doesn't give the Mushroom Kingdom over. What if there was a moment,
but like a lot nastier? Like they're like horrible to her. Like I don't know, and I don't think that they would torture Peach in a Mario game. Like I'm just sitting here like, Nintendo, can you make a more adult Mario game with dark themes, please? I want torture and trauma in my Mario games, Nintendo.
God. Imagine. That'd be interesting.
But like, we could have like the contrast of like, we start the game off with Bowser's kidnapped Peach, but it's like a really, really nice like living room with lots of pink soft furniture and tea services for Peach. And then we contrast it with Bowser's parents roll up and throws Peach in a terrible dungeon with rats in it and stuff.
That's
and Bowser's like,
bad.
no, you don't.
The electric rats from New York.
The electric rats from New York, yes. That could be a boss battle.
Just like random electric shocks for poor Peach. Okay, we're going back into torture. Okay.
Yep.
But I was gonna say something. I forget. But here's an idea too. If you want more heartfelt sentiment for Bowser and his backstory, what if there's a moment where we like visit his when he was a kid, like in Yoshi's Island, like that old room, and he reminisces about the first time him and Mario were babies and like all those first encounters, and he's just like, man, it all started here, like. And we sort of get more backstory to Bowser and like his childhood and why Kamek was sort of an adoptive father, you know? It'd be a perfect segue, and it connects even more Mario games into it.
I really want more of Kamek, and like, I really like Kamek as well. I think that Kamek is a good character, and Kamek gets...
Yes.
Does Kamek get explored more than Bowser in the RPGs? I mean, he's in fewer of them. He wasn't in the original Superstar Saga, and he wasn't in Paper Mario until Sticker Star. Blimey, he wasn't in any of the original Paper Marios, was he? It was Kammy Cooper for the first 2, and then he didn't have anyone in Super Paper Mario. I do like Kammy Cooper as well. Kammy Cooper's pretty fun.
Nice.
But it'd be interesting if we had both Kammy Cooper and Kamek. But anyway, getting off track. Kamek is a really good character, and I really want to see more of that dynamic. Again, in Origami King, which did a really good job of characterizing that. Origami King did an excellent job of characterizing Kamek and Bowser Jr. as well. And we get a bit of that sort of dynamic I'm looking for with Kamek and Bowser Jr. And he acts like he's his grandpa. He used to carry him around rolled up on his back when he was a baby, and it's cute, and I really like it. So
I can definitely see it. I'd see Kamek definitely for sure. Kamek needs to be important, like you said. I agree. Shroob, do you have any ideas?
Well, I was thinking about the idea that George said about you know, the parents for Bowser coming in. So I decided to look up on Google how are turtles born.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, they're eggs, aren't they?
Yeah, they're eggs,
Yes.
I think.
So apparently, baby turtles start out as eggs that are laid in nests on beaches around
Oh
the
yeah,
world.
the sea turtles' parents abandoned them and they have to fend for themselves!
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dark, but also kind of a good backstory. Like, they basically abandoned him and left him to fend for himself.
So
Maybe.
that does seem kind of unfortunate.
Ooh, like, what if that's like a tradition for his race of Koopa?
I think that's just a tradition
and-
for turtles.
So, like, okay, so we'll go. That's what it's like for turtles. But like, if we like adapt that to Bowser, what if we did that with the story and like they abandoned him because that's what they're supposed to do? Like, in this sort of royal family, they leave them alone to fend for themselves and like raise up their own empire and stand as a king on their own 2 feet, like that.
That'd be a
And
good
obviously
tutorial.
Bowser. That would be that tutorial. That would.
Like a beginning, like the first memory, I should like a tutorial on how to play as Bowser. You know, like Bowser's
Okay.
trying to survive on his own. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Well, as a baby, okay.
Yeah.
But like I'm thinking about Bowser's parents. They come in to see how he's doing. I mean, he has built an empire for himself, which is nice. But he has a son. He has a son that he is taking care of and being a really good dad to. And he's like, no, that's not allowed. You need to abandon him. That would be a good plot.
We're
I
gonna
think.
chuck Junior out the window for the sake of a story. Okay.
And he's like, and then Bowser gets really mad with his parents, and he's like, I need to fight the crap out of you.
Actually, that'd be a pretty interesting point. I don't know if I'd do it, but that actually would be a pretty cool point. I'm not gonna lie. I can see that working.
Like they kidnap Peach. Bowser will come and save Peach. They try and hurt Junior. He's like, I'm going to murder my parents.
Oh god, that's a little too dark. I don't know if he could say. Bowser just said, "Throw in my hands with my parents." BRB.
Right, where's the 18 rated Mario game, please?
You are
Nintendo?
just really focusing on this 18+ Mario game. Are you?
I want murder, child abandonment, and torture in my Mario games.
You want child abandonment? Just play Yoshi's Island. You want torture? Play Partners in Time. There you go. That's all you need.
I'm sorry, I just want more interesting plots, guys.
It would be interesting. That would be interesting. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Interesting is one of the descriptive factors that works with this story.
Interesting, disturbing, unique. We got a whole bunch here. Oh my god. I think that's
Anyway,
it.
so, which Bowser is your favourite after the RPGs, Benson?
Origami King.
Okay.
Origami King.
I'm glad you like Origami King Bowser.
I love him.
So cool.
He's so cool. I just love how he turns into a giant origami monster and tries to murder a child.
Yeah, it's like one of those pathetic little kid fights where they just like turn away, and just like slap their hands. That's what that made me think of. Okay, so I think that we have talked about this a lot. Let us know in the comments what sort of Bowser you would like to see in a future game and what version of Bowser that already exists you like the most.
Yeah.
I want to see Bowser just turn back into a normal turtle.
That would be interesting.
Okay.
Not even just the normal turtle in the Mario game. Just get, as he's like, oh no, what's happening to me? He just shapeshifts into a PNG of a turtle.
Yes.
There you go.
Make sure not to remove the borders.
No.
Make sure not to remove the checkerboard.
No, make sure you leave a little watermark on the bottom or something, or on his shell, and there you go. That's how you fight.
Yep.
That'd be great. I love also, too, how this episode, speaking of turtles and just, like, Bowser in general, I love how this episode is, like, the episode that finally Shroob didn't have much input on.
Yes.
No.
This was...
It's Bowser.
That's true.
There was a video where we're talking about the stories in general, and Shroob was pretty much silent during that one.
It's the story.
That was a record for Shroob, I must say. You know, for those of you that don't know, we have joked about, after the tier list, like, getting Shroob back, quote-unquote. George is like,
Yes.
I will get you back for this, and we had 1 or 2 ideas. I was the one that had the idea this week, and I was just like, sure. George has been, you know, suffering enough with long episodes. Why don't we give him one about Bowser?
I
And
feel like
I
I'm getting
have-
tag teamed upon.
I have to do all the editing. You need to be nice to me with your topics.
exactly. I
Oh,
tried
this
to be so
video-
nice.
This video is gonna be... It's really long as well.
I didn't expect it to be so long, and I also didn't expect Shroob to, like, not have as much input, so... Well,
Why?
It's not my fault why it's long.
Yeah.
It's just me being long topics. But don't worry, when it's my week,
oh no.
we have long
Oh.
topics.
Oh no. Oh.
What,
not gonna be
Vincent?
like
You don't have
doing
to
a
do
tier-
anything.
We're not
What?
going to be doing like a tier list of all of the regular enemy fights from across the Mario and Luigi series, are we?
Wait, I don't
No,
have to.
because I would be annoyed by that.
Wait,
I
I don't have to
something
do
to
anything.
You don't have to do any editing, Vincent.
Oh, that's right. True. Well, I also.
Why are you complaining?
I'm the one recording. I'm afraid something bad could happen at any moment.
Oh, that's true.
That's exactly it.
Oh. Well, don't worry, because I have already come up with my episode.
Oh, cue the thunderclap and the scary music here, then. And the two. And the. I can hear George already. Is it George? It's your turn next, right?
Oh no.
Is it my turn next?
I think it's your turn next. Yeah.
Actually, it's definitely mine. Yep, yep.
Which was the episode last time? I don't remember.
I know, and I'm not saying. I know exactly what it was.
It's his channel. He could just Google it or like just YouTube it.
I mean, are you saying that we can't look up his channel?
Well, he has better access. He can just literally go on his phone,
Okay,
go
yeah,
to
it
YouTube
was
Studios.
Shroob's turn last time.
Yeah,
it's my
I
turn.
know.
It's my turn.
Yeah, I know. I know it was.
You're trying to squeeze an extra turn out there.
That's cheating.
No, I would never.
What do you
I
think
would
this
absolutely
is?
do that. I would never.
What do you think this is? This isn't Mario Party. You wait your turn like everyone else.
We always have to wait our turn in Mario Party.
Exactly. You wait your turn.
So it is like Mario Party.
Wait. Oh, Jesus
You said it
Christ.
isn't.
Oh,
it isn't like Mario Party.
Guys, I'm sorry. I've worked 44 hours this week. I think it's starting to show.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's at least 43 hours.
Thank you. Great deduction,
You're
Shrew.
not wrong.
Amazing. You're really good at
deduction.
All right,
deduction.
All right. Oh,
Ah.
All right. Oh,
Nice little
no.
duck pun. And on that bombshell, we shall end our episode.
I get
Thank
it,
you.
Shell, because we were talking about a turtle.
Puns!
yeah,
Puns are great.
Quick, put a
Puns are
PNG of a
best
turtle right
all
here. Bam.
Bam!
Turtle.
Quack.
Farewell, everyone.
Bye.
Mustache.
Mustache?
Mustache.
Ducks have mustaches?
Mustache.